Welcome to GREYS, your one-stop shop to finding winners across Australia from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Hall of Famer Neil Brown, Jason Campbell to look at Queensland and Tasmanian chasing, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, New South Wales expert Simon Orchard, and the Shane Train Williams rounds it out with his key plays and kennel mail in WA. Now, over to the team for this week's edition of Great Greys.
Good morning and welcome along to Great Greys on this Thursday, the 1st of May 2025. My goodness, this year's flying on by, third of the way through. One man, though, that has been in good form in 2025. He'll be hoping that it's a red letter night for the kennel on a Friday night there at Mandurah. He's got the top two chances in the Mandurah Derby is the Shane Train Williams. He's been good enough to join us to kick off Great Greys on this Thursday morning. G'day, Train.
Yeah, good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners.
Nice to be catching up with you. No doubt plenty of excitement in the camp. You would have been delighted with what you saw there last week from Iconic Jet and also Rip and Moses in the Mandurah Derby heats. And they've come up with boxes 1 and 7 respectively, heading into the big one there on Friday night.
Yeah, no, they both went really well last week. It was a bit of relief. They had really good preparations for it, and Iconic Jet drew a little bit sticky, but he managed to put that to bed early with a good exit. So he's going to have to do the same on Friday night. Box 7 is not going to be easy for him, and he just needs to come out like he did last week. And I think he'll be a little bit fitter, so he should find a little bit in the back end of the race as well if he can get to the front. So interesting race. He wouldn't want to do anything wrong because his brother in box 1's not far behind him. So hopefully they get a bit of luck on the night, Shorty, and we can be in the finish somewhere. All
right. Going in, the market at the moment with Tab Touch has got Iconic Jet at an odds-on quote from box number 7 there on Friday night. It's currently at $1.85. Rip and Moses off the one at $4, and the visitor from Victoria, Giacomo's at $5.50. All other runners are there at double-figure odds. There's a reasonable discrepancy between the two. What are your thoughts going in? Are you Iconic Jet went 27.09 in winning its heat and ran the far superior early split. Rip and Moses 27.29. So 0.2 between them, just under 3 lengths. Talk us through your thought process going in. The punters out there, can you give them a lead? The market has got Iconic Jet clearly ahead, and then a gap to sort of the rest of them in the field. How do you identify, is there value in Rip and Moses at the bigger quote, or would you be sticking with Iconic Jet if I gave you 100?
Well, I thought if you swap the boxes, I think Iconic Jet would be a moral, but just that box 7 makes it a little bit hard. I mean, I'm no mug, Shorty. I've been around a fair bit, and them wide boxes at Mandurah, especially in these bigger races, it's not easy. But in saying that, if he could come out like he did last week and find the front, well, then the show would be over as well because, like I said, he is going to strip a little bit fitter. If he did miss the start and sort of had to burn to get to the lead, I think that would bring the one in if he was right there. I think he's a little bit stronger at the back end, Rip and Moses, but he just hasn't got that early and mid-race speed that Iconic Jet possesses, and that's all we're betting on really is the start. I think if he gets over to the front like he did last week, I think he'll get the job done, and hopefully the Reds chasing in can run second. It'll be a great feat to get the Quinola. But yeah, if he did do something wrong and missed the start, well then the Ripper Moses is right in it. Although I don't think he's that well drawn on the inside. I'd rather him have it than someone else. It just doesn't like dogs race on his outside. So if he can get the start right and be clear and get to where he wants to be, maybe 2 or 3 off the fence, he'll be happy then. But it's just a matter of what Iconic Jet does at the start. And they've had a great week, both of them, so I'm expecting similar performances to last week. So as long as something stupid doesn't happen and he comes up with leads or something, I'm pretty confident that he can get the job done, and we'll top him off really nicely for the WA Derby, Shorty, which is shaping up to be another great series when you throw in the likes of Western Sydney and co. So, this will top him off really nicely for the Derby, and in Perth, and looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's excellent to hear. The key is just that early split. An Iconic Jet last week running that 5.56 early, it was significantly superior to everything else that's involved in the final. So if he can Shanghai out like it did last week, then the draw, from there would become of minimal impact. But fingers crossed that it can get it right. He's very, very smart dog, Iconic Jet. Would love to see him spear to the top and give them something to run down there on a Friday night. They're moving into the barriers pretty nicely. We have got quite a few races today through the program, punters, 6 in.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Now 12 minutes after 10, we're catching up with the Shane Train Williams. Shano, let's have a look. Mandurah tonight. Lots of great chasing over the weekend. Let's see if we can't build a bit of a bank. Who do you like tonight there at the Coastal Circuit?
Yeah, I think we'll kick it off tonight. Shorty race 6, number 1, Cabin Crew. He was a smart winner up in town in the City Novice last week. Drops back to this country grade 5-6 race here and draws the pole, which is a big leg up over the 488, as we know. Gets a great chance to string 2 on the bounce here, Shorty. Very hard to beat, race 6, number 1, Cabin Crew.
All right, race 6, number 1, Cabin Crew. On to the second of your plays.
Yeah, 9-1 Impress Rolls. We can probably play this guy on an each-way basis. Excels when draws in and gets the courtesy of a wide runner here in box 2, which will ride shotgun for us. So can run around the low 17 second mark on his night, which would put him somewhere around the podium here. Race 9, number 1, Impress Rolls.
All right, the Cherry Bomber in race 9, number 1, Impress Rolls. And the third of your plays tonight at Mandurah.
Yeah, deep into the card, Shorty. 12-7 go, get him Croker. Only lightly raced with a handy winning strike rate. Excellent PB of 17.04. We'll see him give these a galloping lesson. Tricky draw, but if he can get off it, I think he'll take a power of beating. Race 12, number 7, go, get him Croker the best.
All right, race 12, number 7, go, get him Croker. Use that early pace, get across the face of the field and be hard to beat from there. So race 6, number 1, race 9, number 1, race 12, number 7 tonight there at Mandurah. Train, great catching up with you this morning. Anything else you wanted to throw in? The Bulls in full effect over there. We heard from our mate Peter O'Neill last night. He's having a good time across there and he'll be looking to back a winner or two here on day 3 of the carnival. They're only 50 seconds away from race number 3. There's a 3-horse field there for the punters. Anything else you want to throw in before we bid you a farewell?
Nah, grueling 3 days there. Got to take my hat off to Stu from Ram Racing. He backed up after the Western Trilogy to go straight into the Bull. That's seriously big tank there on him. So all the best to him out there. Hope he can back a winner. And I'll see you in a fortnight, Shorty. I'm going away next week, so I won't be on the show next week. I'm off to Bali for a few days, so I'll be back in a fortnight, mate.
Very nice indeed. Well, you enjoy your well-earned break, and we will catch up with you in a fortnight's time. Good luck there on Friday night.
Sounds good, mate. All the best, punters.
There we have it, the Shane Train Williams, Matty. Yeah.
This is your home of the Greyhound Good Oil, Great Greys.
And it's time to catch up with Jason Campbell. Have a look at all the chasing at Albion Park and also in Hobart this evening. Welcome to you, JC.
Hey, Shorty, how are you, mate?
Going really well, thank you. Looking forward to another busy night's chasing up there in Queensland at Albion Park, also down there in Hobart. Kick things off, though, up in Albion Park tonight. Who do you like on the card?
Going to race 2, I made this dog the best bet on the program, number 4, Blend. We were happy to be against him last week, but he had no luck in running. Probably should have won that race in hindsight. Start prior, out of this box, he run 29.60, defeating Nanga by 6 lengths. We've seen Nanga absolutely fly up there in the past 6 months, and I guess it's a sign of things to come for my later tip on the program. I think Blue Blend will be hard enough to beat in race 2, and he's a deserving odds-on favourite. All
righty, that's race 2, number 4, Blue Blend for Jeff Crawford. Go on that win 2 back, 29.6, hot work. Something like that would see it awfully hard to beat this evening. And the second of your picks tonight there at Albion Park?
Yep, that runner I just mentioned that he beat home, Nanga, race 6, number 3. She can handle wide boxes. She has a great record from wide boxes, and she has been racing well enough from them in recent weeks. But I just think getting back to an inside draw will definitely suit her, especially rising in grade now, getting out of those 5th grades up to open company. She has a faultless record out of this draw, 3 starts for 3 wins. The key to this race is Bears Bullet. We've seen her time and time again spear the lids, rail hard. I think she'll do so once again. Nanga should get into second position entering that first corner, and I think down the back straight she'll just let rip and go past Bears Bullet. So race 6, number 3, Nanga, quite keen on her chances tonight, Shorty.
All right, Nanga to take the camp and then swoop home hard late. Race 2, number 4, the best of them, Blue Blend. Race 6, number 3, Nanga. Let's head down to the Apple Isle, chasing there this evening at Hobart. The first of 10 races Futures gets underway 19 minutes past 5 WA time. Who are we having a bet on tonight down there in Tassie?
Kicking off nice and early, race 1, number 2, Unconvicted. He was a brilliant winner here, 2 starts ago, running 1963. Clearly the best run of any dog in this race. And I'm a little bit surprised of his price. I thought he'd be a little bit shorter. Just a lot of the runners in this race. Rogue Danger, he's $3, around that $3 mark. He's had 9 starts, only placed on the one occasion. We've got upside on him. We've got win at the track on him. And we've got a lot of time on him. So I'm surprised how they're so close in betting. And I think Unconvicted will be a big go late in betting.
I like it. Race 1, number 2, bet early, Unconvicted. Next of your plays?
Race 3, number 1, Save Tonight. This run is definitely one for all listeners putting their black books that enjoy their place multis or one for the exotics. He is a runner that is a little bit challenged in the brain. He does like to chase his fellow rivals in running. He's had 13 starts for the 2 wins and the 7 placings. I think he maps perfectly here tonight to sneak home and run second and third once again. Obviously, there's no pay third here, but I think he will run second. He is a nice price, to do that. And he's definitely one you can put in your exotics. Blackpool Trip and Box 2 likes to run up the track, and he did place behind the favourite, Zipping Clooney, only a couple of starts ago. So he's definitely one at a price that can run a ripping race.
Oh, very nice indeed. Race 3, number 1, Save Tonight. And a nice one for the Black Booker, as we heard there from JC. If you like them to run second and third, rove up in your novelties. Save Tonight, certainly one of those dogs that fits the bill. And the third of your plays tonight down there at Hobart.
Race 6, number 4, Remember Tommy. He returns from an 8-day spell here. He's had the 11 starts for 7 wins. He's a really talented young sprinter. I think it's going to be extremely hard to hold out here. Rojo Jojo is the current favourite. I'm not sure how well she's going to handle the 3-day backup, dropping back from the 5:15 to the 340 metres. I think Remember Tommy, with that freshness in his legs, fake and draws either side, can join her nice and early on that first corner and let rip down that home straight. So I think he's priced a little bit long. I think he should be favourite in this race, and I think he might start that close to the jump.
Very nice. Race 6, number 4, Remember Tommy, $2.30 on the fixed odds with a tab touch, a winner 7 of 11. So it's a dog that's got into a winning habit, which is a nice one to have, that is for sure and certain. So in Hobart, race 1, number 2, race 3, number 1, The Place and Rove It Up, and race 6, number 4, they are the 3 for us tonight there in Hobart. JC, the listeners tuned in today that would like to follow more of your handiwork, where do they go?
Just over on X, Campbell Jason, as usual, I'll be dropping my previews tonight for Hobart and Albion Park. Hopefully you can get a few winners for the listeners and myself.
Excellent work. JC, appreciate your time here on TAB Radio. Have a wonderful weekend. Wishing you many winners.
Thanks, Shortte. You too, mate.
There we have it. Jason Campbell, a young gun, looking after us this morning. They're up in Queensland at Albion Park as well as Hobart. We've only got a couple of minutes until our next race of the day here. It will be coming from Wagga. And I'll have a quick look at the market while Matty gets Neil Brown up online. Brownie's on his way back home from the Bull, so be interesting to see what sort of voice he's in after a couple of days' activities at the Bull. Buckeye here at Wagga is our $2.45 favourite. Karen McAvoy aboard. It's been popular 3 into 2.45. Stardom 3.30 out to 3.50. DKGB, $6.50 into $5.50. It was as big as 11, so some good bets laid there. Wonderful mistake. 4.20 out to 9 has been very easy to back, and at longer odds, Judith's Revenge has been 26 into 19. A bit of money, Cherry Jubilee, 23 into 21, and Isle 2, 31 into 21. Aerial Response, 61 into 41, and My Inspiration, 126 into 81. So bit of movement around a few runners, but Buckeye 3 into 2.45, a pretty popular favourite here for race number 1 of the day at Wagga. Matty?
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great GREYS.
Well, it's now 28 minutes after 10, time to catch up with the Hall of Famer Neil Brown, who's on his way back home after a couple of busy days in Warrnambool. Hello, Brownie.
How you going, David? Good morning to you. Yes, on my way back. Too old for the 3 days, David. And then a night at the Greyhound, so happy to be heading home. But a couple of lovely days at the Bull and a great night last night. And what a spectacular performance by Matlock to break the track record and go back-to-back Warrnambool Cup. So he's a very high-quality horseshoe greyhound. and a couple of country cups already this year.
Indeed, yes, stunning performance. That raw speed was on display for all to see there last night, back-to-back, a huge performance, plus the track record. It was all happening there. Brownie, we've got a couple of minutes until we get underway for the next at Mackay, so let's make a start on your thoughts for tonight's Sandown program. The first race of 12 on the program tonight gets underway 2 minutes past 4 WA time. Take us through your thoughts for the early quaddie.
Yeah, the early quad race done. The 5:15 grade 7 here. I'm going to take 7, 4 and 8. I think select early. It's pretty short, but it should find the lead and win. Race number 2 is a 5:15 for the grade 6 greyhounds. I'm going to take 8, 4 and 2 here. I think Irish Billy's got the big motor. Will be suited by the smaller field of 6. I think he might be the one to beat, but we'll go 8, 4, 2. Race number 3, 50 metre grade 5 final here. I think Reaper looks very hard to beat from box 1. It was the quickest heat win in 29.36 and well drawn here. And just going to take the 4 as a danger, but go a bit skinny there. And race number 4, the fourth leg of the early quad, here a 5:15 free for all. Field of 6. I'm going to take 1, 2 and 8. Poor Quan, he got home for us last week. He's in really good form. Beautifully drawn again, and I think he's the one to beat. Flying Zulu, you must respect the dog with a lot of ability, and I'll throw the 8 in as well. Will we have a pause and then come back with the main quaddie, Dave?
Yeah, just hold on there, Brownie, for a moment. We've got a minute till the first of the day at Mackay over the 1,050 metres. Maddie, I might throw to you. We'll get a market update. They're moving in already there, so we might take...
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Where it's 25 minutes away from 11 and we're catching up with the Hall of Famer Neil Brown. We've got his early quaddie. Let's switch into the main quaddie tonight. The first leg is a grade 5 over the 515 metres. How are we going to attack the main quaddie tonight, Brownie?
Oh, it's a challenge, David, tonight. Big challenge. Plenty of chances here in this first leg. Almost a field job if you can afford it, but I've come up with 4. The main chance being Nangar Jim, I think, from box number 1. He won from the same draw at the Meadows last start. I think he might be the one to beat. Warm Cockles has drawn okay in 2. I've taken the 4 runners on the inside draws, 1, 2, 3 and 4. She's won here in 29 and 19. Gold Scotch is a chance with a bit of luck in running it. Likewise, Poor Vortex, if he can find position, getting up to the first turn. It's a very open race, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Race 6 is a 5:15 grade 4 here. Again, pretty open race. I'm taking 2, 7, 4 and a 3. I've got Van Wyck on top. Well drawn. He does race well here. He's 3 and 4 for 10. 29 and 36 winner. Your Trillo Bale is a chance from out wide. He's an honest type. He does like racing at Sandown. He's a winner of 5 races here. Flying Currency's a chance from the 4. He's been thereabouts of late and has won here in 29.46. And Paul Gordy, I think, is a chance in this very open race from box number 3. Moving to race number 7, 595 grade 5. I've taken 1, 2 and 7. Paul Barton on top. Top win last start in 34.14. I think he's the one to beat. It is a good draw from the 1. Poor Ultra from the 2. He's also got a chance from that box. First up over the 595. We'll see what he can do. Looks suited to the distance, and I'm throwing one of our greyhounds in, Bo Rhapsody. I know he's trialled extremely well over the 595, and we've been looking forward to him coming up over this distance. So see what he does tonight from box number 7. Drawn out wide, never an easy task, but he also looks suited to the distance. 1, 2, 3. Winding the quaddie up, race number 8, another 595 here, mixed 4th and 5th graders. Gee, it's a wide open race. 2, 6, 7 and 8 I'm going to take. Payback on top. Best drawn. Winner here in 34 is a good run. Red Stiletto's got a fair price about it, but had no luck last start at the Meadows over the 600. I think it's got a better chance tonight. 7, Werris Bale, plenty of ability, all-distance performer. It's a chance, but it's got to get over from 7. And Lakeview Nola, likewise, from 8. Has to have a bit of luck in running, but tough quaddie. 2, 6, 7 and 8. Looking for our best bet tonight. I've gone to race 11. They were betting 2.25, David. It's been crunched into around $1.90. Number 1, Here Comes Jojo. I think can find the lead. Very well drawn in box number 1. we made it our best bet. I do also like in race 10, number 3, Shimmer Sand, also with the scratching of the greyhound in box 3, I think from the check box it's a chance. So race 11, our best, number 1. Here comes Jojo, and maybe have a little bit on Shimmer Sand in the 10th as well. So good luck and good punting tonight at Sandown Park, which looks a pretty challenging card, David.
Indeed, but as always, we'll get a good run for our money with your thoughts, Brownie. Appreciate your time as always. Safe travels on the way home there from the Bull, and look forward to our chat next week.
Good on you, David. Thanks, mate.
Neil Brown joining us, the Hall of Famer here on TAB Radio, where it's now 22 minutes away from 11 o'clock. Any divvies to clear, Matty?
Those totes at Mackay are up. Hey Jealousy 150, 110. Secret Boom 140. Diamond Blade 540. 720 Quinella. 920 Exacta. 103.60. The Trifecta 8416. First 413.50. And no scratchings. They're still displayed interim. Released now at Wagga Wagga. Correct weight on their opener. The next at Mackay still 32 away with $2 out turn now the favourite. Another look, Warrnambool Bull, it's in 5 minutes. Pink Shandon 440, number 4. And shares fixed now at 460 with Our Sassy Lady, and that race out at 11:15.
This is your home of the Greyhound Good Oil. Great Greys.
And it's time to catch up with Sean Matheson to have a look at all things SA chasing over the next few days. Welcome to you, Sean. How do we find you today?
Yeah, terrific. Thanks, David. Great to be on the show yet again. A bit of a quieter night at Angle Park, a good 12-race program, no real feature races where a lot of our main dogs, if you like, will be heading towards the straight track on Tuesday at Murray Bridge for the heats of their cup. So one to keep an eye out there for any of those straight track followers on Tuesday. A lot of our sort of better dogs will end up there. But as mentioned, not a bad program tonight, and the week of racing is not too bad either. Absolutely.
We've got 12 races up for grabs tonight there and 12 winners to be found. Let's see if you can't find us 3, as you generally do very well for us here on Great Greys. What are your thoughts for tonight?
Okay, well, the first of the best bets will come up in race 3, and it's the staying race of the night. And I like number 4, Springvale Bray. We tipped Springvale Bray last week in the final of the Distance Championship and ran second. Inferock, which is in this race, was able to get the job done, and they both went to the line well. Inferock was probably a bigger run than Springvale Bray, but I think tonight Springvale Bray in such a small field will definitely land further in front than Inferock. He quoted around that $2.30 mark. Inferock is odds on. But I think Springvale Bray can land further in front, does like an inside draw, so should get to the rail, is very strong, as I mentioned last week. He can definitely stay all day. So I'm looking for him to be further in front of Inferock. They'll both probably come away from this field, but I think he at the slightly better price. I'm still going to stick with Springvale Bray. All
righty, so Springvale Bray, the blue rug there in race number 3. The next of your plays?
The next will come up in race 6, and it's number 1, Hometown for Michael Taylor. These were heats that were conducted at Murray Bridge with the final tonight here at Angle Park. And so Hometown ran third in his heat, behind Sir Dodge last week from a middle draw. Wasn't that quick away and did an okay job, only beaten 2.5 lengths behind Sir Dodge. Much better drawn here tonight. This is only his 3rd run here in South Australia, and he has shown really good speed from an inside draw when racing in Victoria, and 2 starts ago over the short course did show really good speed and went fast time. So I'm expecting him to be in much, much better tonight from an inside draw. Expect him to lead, and I expect him at the $3.80 to hopefully get the job done for us.
All right, race 6, number 1, Hometown, and the final play tonight there at Angle Park.
The final one comes up in race 10. It's number 2, Daddy's Girl for Ben Rawlings. Again, looking at the slightly better price here compared to Bookaloo, who's also in this race. Daddy's Girl's quoted at $3.40. Bookaloo's odds on. I just feel that Daddy's Girl, who was a terrific winner 2 starts ago in ahead of the Anniversary Cup when drew an inside box, and then had no luck in last Thursday's $6,000 final. She's a greyhound that does get home really hard at the end, and I think for this race, drawn 2, the inside dog Midnight Sun has really good early speed and loves an inside draw. So I feel like he's going to begin, and I feel like he can hold out Bookaloo, which is going to play into the hands of Daddy's Girl. And I feel like the run's going to be there late for her. She'll definitely be charging home. So at the slightly better price again, David, I think she's the way to go.
All right, the former West Aussie, race 10, number 2, Daddy's Girl on top for Benny Rawlings. Race 3, number 4, race 6, number 1, race 10, number 2 are the three that Sean is keen on tonight at Angle Park. Let's have a look at Gawler Friday and Murray Bridge Sunday.
Yeah, so Gawler on Friday tomorrow. I like race 2, number 2, Prime Voltage for Kevin Bewley. Has been in really good form over the short course. It will either lead or sit behind the 1 here, and I feel like Prime Voltage is a bit stronger, so should be able to get the money tomorrow at Gawler. And then at Murray Bridge on Sunday night, like race 3, number 4, Cabello Nickel. She's only had a couple of runs here in South Australia. She was a good winner at Murray Bridge a couple of runs ago when she began really fast over the 455, back to the 395. Again, not a lot of speed around her, so I expect her to lead and win there on Sunday night.
All right, with a bit of confidence, race 3, number 4, Cabello Nickel. Friday at Gawler, race 2, number 2, Prime Voltage. Beautifully done. Really nice to catch up with you as always, Sean. Enjoy the weekend of action upcoming, and we'll chat again this time next week.
Terrific, David. We'll talk then.
Thank you. Sean Matheson here on Great Greys, where it's now 16 minutes away from 11 o'clock.
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great Greys.
As always, we will round out the program with a chat to our great mate Simon Orchard to talk all things New South Wales chasing. Welcome to the program, Simon.
Yeah, g'day, Shorty. G'day, listeners. I've just stepped out of the 7:15 Calcutta, Shorty. But I can assure you, mate, we've only just kicked off, so I'm still in pretty good nick. In a couple of hours, I don't know if this radio interview would have gone the same, but looking forward to a big night of racing at the Gardens tomorrow, mate.
Well, it sounds like you're in for a bit of fun. And, of course, Max Capacity will be cheering hard from a WA perspective for our representative in the big race there. What do you make of Max Capacity?
Yeah, I've got him in the numbers. I think late night news, Max Capacity, and then I've tipped Raiders Guide on top, a little teaser here ahead of the selections I'm going to give you in just a minute. But, yeah, look, I think Max Capacity's run was full of merit, tried all the way to the line behind Raiders Guide last week.
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great Greys.
Well, it's 8 minutes away from 11 o'clock. We're catching up with Simon Orchard to have a look at all things New South Wales chasing. Of course, the 7:15 we were discussing before having to go to that race at Wyong, and it has drawn together an excellent lineup. Maybe not as many heats as we thought last week, but the final itself has drawn together a very, very competitive lineup there, Simon.
Yeah, it sure has, Shorty. Look, it's a race full of intrigue. Raiders Guide has had to go back to Tasmania and is coming back up today ahead of a tilt at this race for the second time. He ran 4th in the final last year, so there's a query on him. I think he's the class of the race, a dual Group 1 winner, but he's only had 5 starts this year. Max Capacity, we know, has been in New South Wales for a while. He's got the Pete Lagagione polish, and I think his heat run was full of merit last week. The big watch, though, Shorty, Apilla's currently the first reserve. Won the Group 1 Association Cup about 3 weeks ago. Time to fire from the same kennel, same ownership group. The rumours around the room today are that dog maybe isn't 100%. We have seen some market support for Apilla in the last 24 hours or so. So maybe there's a watch there, because if she comes into the race and all of a sudden the whole thing's thrown on its head, and I haven't even mentioned late night news, the best stayer in New South Wales and probably the best staying prospect right now in the final, but the Gardens does favour on paces, mate. So full of intrigue, cannot wait for tomorrow night.
It's going to be a beauty. 7:57 WA time there. Race number 9 on that big 12 race card from the Gardens on a Friday night, punters. It will be an absolute bottler, and plenty of WA interest with Max Capacity drawing box number 4. Finished runner-up behind the Tasmanian Raiders Guide in that heat there last week. And, of course, the run prior in that Association Cup, the dog that we just had Simon discussing, Apilla, was second behind that dog in that particular affair. So good luck to Louis Clay and also Pete Cameron there, as well as Stewie McKinnon, and our own race caller over here, Ryan Levitsky, involved in the ownership with Max Capacity. All right, Simon, I'll handball across to your good self, and you can take us through key plays around New South Wales greyhound racing tracks over the next 72 hours.
Yeah, Shorty, hopefully you can get some money tonight. Wenty Park, race 5, number 6, Skedaddle Arlo. Comes out of the Nowra Puppy Classic, back into a 5th grade race. And a decent price as well. Last check was about $3.20. So 5-6 tonight, Skedaddle Arlo, best bet at Wenty. Tomorrow, I've mentioned it, Raiders Guide's my tip. I just think best dog and best trainer in the race. And if he handles the travel, which he did last year almost really well, I think he can win the race. He'll be out on speed, hopefully, and we've seen 2 of the 3 winners of this race come lead from go to woe. So Raiders Guide for me in the big one. Then Saturday night, another big night, which is flying under the radar just a bit. Bob Payne and Ladies Bracelet sprints are on over the 5:20. Overflow Bow, I've gone with in the Bob Payne, a really even affair, but I think we're starting to see this dog get back to his best of 12 months ago. He ran 3rd in this race last year, and just saw in the heat performance last week that he's getting out and going, and I think box 5 isn't too bad. The Ladies Bracelet, I think it's all about Taumina. She'll lead, I think. She'll get to the fence, I think, and then from there, good luck catching her. Golden Easter Egg finalist, 2nd in the Group 1 National Futurity. So there's a couple of bets over the next couple of days in New South Wales. And Shorty, before I go, the dogs.com.au tomorrow night, we're trackside. We're going to be hosting the whole night the team from Greyhound Racing New South Wales, and we haven't done one of these for a while, mate, so we're looking forward to edging off the rust before race 9 on the card, the big one, the 7:15. Beautiful.
Get around that, punters, thedogs.com.au. You can follow all of the action there from the Gardens and get around the West Aussie runner in a max capacity. Good crowd there for the Calcutta today, Si?
Yeah, there's probably 100 in the room, mate, and I can already see people circling our MC, trying to get some inside action on the Calcutta. I think 3 o'clock it'll go off. We've seen this the last couple of years for our big races, mate. It's great to see it back. An initiative which started 12 months ago right here in Newcastle. We saw plenty of punters come in. So it's a good way to build momentum ahead of the race night tomorrow. And tomorrow night, I should also mention, mate, the world-famous Garlo's Pie Race will go off down the straight as well, which has honestly been some of our most viral content in the last 24 months. So that'll happen up the Garden Straight as well, mate. So plenty of fun. If you're in the area, despite the bad weather we've had, come on down.
Tell us a little bit more about the pie race. How does it work?
Basically, we try and, I guess, convince 8 people to put on a dog rug, stand at one end of the Garden Straight, and then they've got it takes the dogs about 4.5 seconds to get to the post. They've got a little bit longer. They've got to eat a Garlo's pie halfway up and then tiptoe their way to the finish line. The rules have been fudged the last few years. There's been carnage all over the place, pies barely getting eaten, pies getting thrown at other competitors, people tackling one another. So the tractor always has a big job to do after that pie race stops down the heart of the track.
I can imagine. Well, that sounds like some pretty good content to keep an eye out for. On Anzac Day, I was involved with a M&D fundraiser where they had a 2-foot-long sausage roll eating contest at the Gate Bar and Bistro, one of our facilities over here. And incredibly, one of the contestants ate a 2-foot-long sausage roll in a minute and 55 seconds. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. He's a professional food eater. He goes in hot dog eating competitions, pie eating competitions, and I'll give you the tip. I think the next best was around about 6 minutes. So he has just about lapped that lineup. It was very special, but some really good funds raised for M&D, which is a great cause. Simon, great catching up with you this morning here on the program. Always do appreciate your time. Enjoy the Calcutta and good luck with the 7:15. We'll be keeping an eye on the dogs.com.au. Have a ripper weekend.
Good on you, mate. Cheers.
There we have it. Simon Orchard rounding out Great Greys on this Thursday morning. If you've missed any of those tips, they will be up on the Tab Touch blog a little later on this afternoon. And a busy weekend of chasing here locally. We did have a quick chat there to the Shane Train earlier on. If you missed that, he's got the 2 key prospects in the big one, the Mandurah Derby final on Friday night. Iconic Jet from box number 7, the fastest qualifier, fastest early split. It is the favourite, $1.85. Ripon Moses at $4. The Victorian Visitor, Giacomo, is a $5.50 chance. There's been a bit of money there at $6. Sunset Worm at $10. Formula Fun at $11. Echoes of Dad is 13 into 11. All other runners are $15 and upwards. And also got Heats of the Oaks there tomorrow night. So that's going to be spectacular. And, of course, a big night of chasing as well on Saturday night, where the feature is the Sprinters Plate Sunset Nightjar, $3.20 favourite from box number 2. Obsessed Much at at $3.50. Sunset Ali's at $4. Then we've got Unleash Mayhem at $7. Diva Eradicator at $8. Our Benson at $10. Must See at $15. Good luck to Jesse. That was his first winner as a trainer last week, and a very impressive effort running 21.56. Goes around at big odds from box 8 and paid in fulls at 34. The reserves there, What a Ripper at 7 and our Aussie Opal at $4. That's great. Greys done and dusted for this Thursday. Matty McDermott, you've been elite today, particularly with all of these different races going on. As always, I very much appreciate your work, and to everybody tuned in, thanks for your company on this Thursday morning. I'll be back on air tomorrow morning with Digby and Tim around about 6:35, sourcing a Friday funny, and also from 9 o'clock I'll team up with Jesse Earnshaw between 9 and 10 tomorrow morning, chasing winners right here on TAB Radio. Wishing you all many winners for this Thursday. Thank you, Matty.
Thanks, Shorty. I think I've found a new career path as well. I've been eating for free for 5 decades. Someone's getting paid to do it. Honestly.
Unbelievable. $1,000 worth of prizes they won, Matty. Great big, what were they called? The Weber Cubes. They also had a great big VB esky, and then $500 worth of vouchers to Fussy Meats, who were the other big sponsor on the day, and the Gate Bar and Bistro. So, yeah, there's money to be made if you can knock off sausage rolls quickly.
I think I can do that.
You've got a year to prepare for the big one.